Assalamu alaikum students. I'm Fawzia Iqbal from Multan Public School, your biology teacher. Welcome back after your bi-monthly test. Today we are going to start your new chapter number 5. Chapter number 5 is about cell cycle. I think you are well aware of the topic cell division. You have gone through that in your class 8th. Today I will tell you that cell is dividing means cell is reproducing, and reproduction is the basic characteristic of life. Reproduction occurs at different levels of organization. Part of cells such as chromosomes produce new chromosomes, cell produce new cells, and individuals produces offsprings like themselves. And if we recall chapter number 1, we should remember Rudolf Virchow. He proposed an important biological principle, that is, all cells form cells. This principle tells us that the continuation of life, including all aspects of reproduction, is based on the reproduction of cells. So we commonly refer cell reproduction as cell division, and it is a part of the whole life of a cell, which is called cell cycle. We will define cell cycle as a series of events that the time a cell is produced until it completes mitosis and produces new cells. Cell cycle consists of two major phases. Number 1 is interphase and number 2 is mitotic phase. Mitotic phase is relatively short period of life cycle of cell cycle, and it alternates with much longer interphase. Here you are told that interphase lasts for at least 90% of the total time required for the cell cycle. So first of all, I will tell you about interphase. Interphase is the time when cell's metabolic activity is very high as it performs its various functions, and it is divided into three phases. G1 means first gap, S means synthesis phase, and G2 means second gap. First of all, what is G1 phase? In interphase, after the production of a cell starts its life cycle from G1 phase. During this phase, cell increases its supply of protein, and it also increases its number of organelles like mitochondria or ribosomes, and it also grows in size. Along with that, during G1 phase, a cell produces various enzymes which are used in the next step, which is known as S phase. And what is S phase? Now, during S phase, chromosomes are duplicated, chromosomes are doubled, and the enzymes required for the duplication of chromosomes are already prepared in G1 phase. As a result of this duplication of chromosome, each chromosome consists of two sister chromatids. Next is G2 phase. G2 phase prepares proteins that are essential for mitosis, mainly for the production of spindle fibers. After G2 phase of interphase, cell enters the division phase, which is called M phase or mitotic phase, and it is characterized by mitosis, in which the cell divides into two daughter cells. Here you are also told about inhibition of protein synthesis during G2 phase prevents cell from undergoing mitosis, means such type of protein, if it is made during G2 phase, then cell is not going to divide anymore. So interphase consists of these three phases: G1, S and G2 phase. Now I am going to tell you about G0 phase. G0 phase is that in which a cell is temporarily or permanently going to stop its division. Cell is not going to divide anymore, and it is called state of quiescence or G0 phase. Quiescence means quiet or inactive, means cell is going to become inactive, means it is not dividing. In multicellular eukaryotes, cell enters G0 phase from G1 and it stops dividing. Some cells remain in G0 for indefinite period, means they are not going to divide anymore. For example, neurons, means our nerve cells, are not dividing, they remain in the same number. Some cells enter G0 phase semi-permanently. For example, some cells of liver and kidney. Many cells don't enter G0 and continue to divide throughout their life, throughout the life of an organism. For example, our skin cells, for example, our epithelial cells. I think you should know about epithelial tissue as you have gone through about them in last chapter. Here you can see this diagram of cell cycle. You can see that a cell after its production is going to enter into G1 phase, then S phase, and then G2 phase, and again it is going to divide by mitosis into two daughter cell. And if it is not going to divide anymore, then it is going to enter into G0 phase, and G0 or G0 phase is not the part of interphase. Now our next topic is mitosis. Here you are told that first of all, a German biologist Walther Fleming observed that in a dividing cell, nucleus passes through a series of changes which is called mitosis. Walther Fleming observed this in 1880s. Mitosis is a type of cell division in which cell divides into two daughter cells, and each daughter cell should have the same number of chromosomes as they were present in parent cell. Here you are told that mitosis occurs only in eukaryotic cells. In multicellular organisms, somatic cells undergoes mitosis. Do you know what are somatic cells? Somatic cells are those from the body of organism which forms the body of organism, while germ-line cells are those which give rise to gametes. Somatic cells undergo mitosis while germ-line cells undergo meiosis. Germ-line cells are meant for reproduction, and somatic cells are going to make our body or body of any organism. Prokaryotic cells also undergo a process similar to mitosis, but that is called binary fission. Means binary fission is not mitosis, because during binary fission spindle fibers or spindle is not made, and prokaryotic cells don't have proper nucleus. Here you can see this diagram. It is showing you interphase where chromosomes are not apparent, only chromatin material is visible. It is a network like structure. It is known as chromatin material. At prophase you can see prominent chromosomes. You can count these chromosomes. And then at metaphase these chromosomes are arranged at the center of the cell, and this is known as equator of the cell. And at next phase, which is known as anaphase, chromosomes are going to divide into equal numbers, and these sets of chromosomes are moving towards their poles. And at telophase you can see that cell is going to divide into two cells. Now we will discuss about the phases of mitosis. The process of mitosis is complex and highly regulated, and there are two major phases. One is the division of nucleus, which is called karyokinesis, and other is the division of cytoplasm, which is known as cytokinesis. Today we will discuss about karyokinesis. Karyokinesis is the division of nucleus, and it is further divided into 4 phases, that is prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. Prophase. At prophase, normally the genetic material in nucleus is in a loose thread-like structures which are known as chromatin material, and as the prophase starts, chromatin condenses mean it coils, recoils, and it is folded, and it is converted into highly ordered structure called chromosomes. Since the genetic material has already been duplicated, as we have discussed that in S phase, each chromosome is made up of 2 sister chromatids bound together at the same centromere. Do you know what is centromere? Centromere is the central disc on which the chromatids are attached. Each chromosome also has kinetochore at the centromere. Kinetochore is a special protein. It is a complex protein structure that is the point where spindle fiber attach. Normally, as you should know, there are present 2 centrioles or 1 centrosome in a cell, and that is mostly or usually present in the animal cell. So, when prophase starts, centrosome divides into 2 centrosomes, and 1 centrosome out of these 2 moves towards the opposite poles of the cells. Here they give rise to microtubules by joining tubulin protein, which is already present in the cytoplasm. And these microtubules thus formed are called spindle fiber, and in mitosis these spindle fibers are called mitotic spindle. By this time, nuclear envelope and nucleolus vanish. Actually, those are degraded. Degraded means those are broken down, and spindle fibers have invaded in the central space, means mostly space is occupied by a spindle fiber. Along with that, I will tell you that as the plant cell is vacuolated, means large size vacuole is present, and nucleus has to migrate to the center of the cell before prophase, and the cells of plants lack centrioles. So spindle fibers are made by the aggregation or collection of tubulin protein on the surface of the nuclear envelope during prophase. Now I will tell you about metaphase. When spindle fibers have grown to sufficient length, some spindle fibers known as kinetochore fibers attach with the kinetochore of chromosome. I have already told you that kinetochore is a special protein present on the centromeres. So same type of kinetochore is present on the fibers of spindle. So 2 kinetochore of fibers from the opposite poles attach with each chromosome, and chromosomes arrange themselves along the equator of the cell, forming a metaphase plate. As I have already shown you in the diagram, that on the equator of the cell, means in the center of the cell, chromosomes are going to arrange themselves and they are forming metaphase plate. A number of other fibers which are known as non-kinetochore, means those are not having kinetochore so that chromosomes are not attached with them, but they are going to attach with each other from the opposite poles of centrosome. Means there are some fibers which are having kinetochore and there are some fibers which are not having kinetochore. Here you can see in this diagram also, central disc, yellow disc is known as centromere, and yellow colors arms are known as chromatids. And in the central diagram, chromosome is going to attach with the kinetochore fiber, spindle fiber, and they are going here, it will make the metaphase plate. At the end on the right side, anaphase is shown you. that two sister chromatids are separating from each other. Now next phase, third phase of karyokinesis is anaphase. When a kinetochore spindle fiber connects with the kinetochore of chromosome, it starts to pull towards the originating centrosome. Means a pulling force is exerted on the centromeres, and centromere divides and sister chromatids separate from each other. Each sister chromatids are now sister chromosomes, and they are pulled towards the respective centrosomes. The other spindle fibers which are not having kinetochore, those are also stretched, those also elongate and are broken down. At the end of anaphase, cell has succeeded in separating identical copies of chromosomes into two groups. And where are these two groups? These groups are at the opposite poles. Next and last phase of mitosis means karyokinesis is telophase. Telophase is the reversal of prophase. A new nuclear envelope forms around each set of separated chromosome, and both sets of chromosome now surrounded by a new nuclear envelope unfolded back to chromosome. This is the other change which is taking place at telophase. Means chromosomes are unfolded and again converted into chromatin material. Nuclear division is completed, but cell division is yet needing one more step is required. Means one more step is required, which is known as cytokinesis, so that mitosis should be completed. But we will discuss cytokinesis in the next lecture. Now I am going to tell you about your homework. You are to draw cell cycle and phases of mitosis, and you are to write the definitions of followings. G1 phase, you will define G1 phase, G0 phase, what is karyokinesis, and what is metaphase of mitosis. And you will learn the whole topic, means cell cycle and karyokinesis. Thanks a lot.